afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Friday, September 6th, and you don't know what that means, but tomorrow we got All Out, so it is time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Jeremy Pierce. You can check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. Today's show, well, All Out 2024 is going down tomorrow, and you know how we do. Previews, predictions, recapping the storylines leading up to the matches, and we're gonna take a look at it. Looks like a good show. We'll just do it. Hit my music. Oh, All Out is going down tomorrow, and this is like the third consecutive week of wrestling being on every single day. It's a lot. We've had obviously our weekly shows Monday through Friday, or well, even Saturday, but we've also had All In, Bash in Berlin, No Mercy, Emergence, and now All Out. Wrestling's just going down. Wrestling is just happening. New Japan had Capital Collision. The G1 went down. Like there's so much wrestling going on. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. But today we have for you All Out 2024. This is AEW's annual pay-per-view, one of their big four. But it looks like honestly they might be having a big five now at this point, because you still have Forbidden Door, which is really actually a big six. You have Forbidden Door and All In. But I digress. All Out once again is going down to Chicago, and first things first, they need to leave Chicago. Period. It's just you run that market dry. The show won't be a sellout, and almost every AEW review is usually close to a sellout, and it's tough. Honestly, I am just tired of seeing them in Chicago. You have to move on. There are other cities that are dying for AEW to come there. You saw what happened when they ran their shows in Arlington, Texas. It was great. Like, just you have to leave Chicago. Don't come back to Chicago for at least a year. Period. Come to Philly, and you come to Philly a lot, but you can run a pay-per-view in Philly. Do more shows in the Midwest, do more shows in the South, do more shows in Canada, do more shows overseas, because you have pretty much tapped Chicago dry. But All Out is going down. Before we get into this year's card, let's take a look at last year's card, which pretty much came a week after All In. We had, let's see how many matches we had on this card. Results. We had 13 matches on the show. So on the pre-show, we had 3 matches. We had Hangman Page winning the over-budget charity battle royal, lastly eliminating Brian Cage. Hikakru Shida, Willow, Nightingale, and Sky Blue defeated Diamante, Athena, and Mercedes Martinez in a trios match. And in the quote-unquote main event of 0 Hour, Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed retained the trios championship, defeating Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Satnam Singh. Then on the main card, we had Better Than You, Bay, Adam Cole, and MJF. Defeating the Dark Order team of Alex Reynolds and John Silver to retain the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship. Samoa Joe defeated Shane Taylor to retain the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. Luchasaurus defeated Darby Allin to retain the TNT Championship. Miro defeated Powerhouse Hobbs in a battle of meat and beef. Kris Statlander defeated Ruby Soho to retain the TBS Championship. Bryan Danielson defeated Ricky Starks in a no DQ strap match. The Blackpool Combat Club team of Will Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli defeated Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata in a tag team match. Konosuke Takeshita defeated Kenny Omega. In an 8-man tag team match, the team of the Bullet Club, Jay White, Juice Robinson, Colton, and Austin Gunn defeated FTR, Cash and Dax, and the Young Bucks. And in the main event, Jon Moxley defeated Orange Cassidy to win the International Championship. It's a good card, and I like that you didn't necessarily have to put the world title on there. There were enough big stars to run that event. I wish the main card had a few more women's matches, but I digress. But it was essentially it was a good show. Definitely was nice getting Ring of Honor on there. I would love to see more Ring of Honor featured on AEW pay-per-views for stuff like this. But let's dive into our show. So we have, let's go with the Continental Championship, as Kazuchika Okada will be defending it in a fatal 4-way versus 3 other competitors. They will have their matches tonight on Collision. Those competitors are Orange Cassidy versus Bryan Keith, Lance Archer versus Mark Briscoe, and Konosuke Takeshita versus the Beast Mortos. The winners of those 3 matches will be going on to the fatal 4-way to face Okada with the Continental Championship on the line. And hear me out right now. The matches are kind of set in stone. Like I think Orange Cassidy's winning. I think Mark Briscoe's winning. Actually, Mark Briscoe's the toss-up match. I could take Lance Archer winning and Takeshita's winning, right? So, can you see Okada losing the championship? Well, the TNT title is not on the line tonight, and the World Tag Team titles are on the line. But can you see the Elites not having gold? Like every single member not having gold? That's a good question. Here's what my heart says. Now, my head, right? My head says Okada's probably retaining, right? But my heart of hearts says that Takeshita should win. I think at this point you have to crown Takeshita. You have to do it. The guy is too good. He's been on a roll. We have to get more heat on the Don Callis family, right? Okada just retained against Kyle Fletcher, who's part of the Don Callis family. I don't know what's going on with Rouge. One minute he's being recruited, now he's not. Trent is hurt. Hobbs is hurt. You've got to do something to pump up the family. And I think a good, solid feud between Takeshita and Okada would be great. Period. Takeshita is too good not to have some type of gold on him. Kyle Fletcher's time will come, and the match is going to be good. And I like that it's very simple, that we only have these 8 matches planned. There's probably going to be a few more announced for 0 hour, but you've got to crown Takeshita, right? My head says Okada. My heart says Takeshita. And I'm going to go with my heart. I'm going to take Takeshita to walk out of All Out as your Continental champion. That's just what I feel. That's just what I feel. Next up, we have, let's go with the International Championship, as Will Ospreay will be defending the International Championship against Pac. Now, Pac became the #1 contender when he won a 4-way match on an episode of Dynamite, defeating Claudio, Fletcher, and Ishii, right? He earned himself an International Championship match. For the longest time, we did not know when this match was happening, but it's going to go down at All Out, right? But here's the thing. When he won that, Ospreay was champion. Ospreay then lost it to MJF. Ospreay got it back, defeating MJF at All In. So, this match is going to be sick. So to add a little bit of heat, we had a trios match this past week on Dynamite, and then backstage, Pac just gave Will Ospreay a brainbuster backstage on like some crates. Yeah. The bastard is not playing around. So my question is, do you take the belt off of Ospreay so soon? Like, he just got it back in a solid feud, and Pac hasn't touched this championship since he was the inaugural champion back in 2022. So my question stays the same. Do you take the championship off of Will Ospreay. Because if you take it off of him, that means you're elevating him to some place else. And I think because Pac got his moment at Wembley, he's not winning here. I like that Ospreay has finally been losing some matches. We've got enough heat. I just think Ospreay's walking away as your champion, and I think he is retaining. Next up, we have, let's go with the AEW World Tag Team Championships, as the Young Bucks will randomly be defending against the Blackpool Combat Club. This is very, very simple. Two teams who don't like each other are fighting for the championship. This is that plain and simple. So after, again, that 6-man tag that went down on Dynamite, the Elite attacked because Danielson was on commentary, and Claudio was like, listen, really, Bucks, I'm done. I'm tired of you. Me and my boy Yuta, we got next. And they got next. So we have this tag team title match going down, and the Bucks aren't losing. They just aren't. And the only reason I don't see them losing is because I think Okada's losing. And when the Elite lose all their championships, they're going to lose them all at the same time. And the TNT title is not on the line tonight. So take the Young Bucks to retain. This is going to be a really good match. This is actually going to be, I think, a really strong showcase for Wheeler Yuta. He's pretty much been on a roll since returning from injury. And then we have the TBS Championship on the line, as our champion, the CEO, Mercedes Mone, will be defending against the ace of the women's division, Hikakru Shida. Shida won herself a Fatal 4-Way match on Collision about a week ago, defeating Queen Aminata, Thunder Rosa, and Serena Deeb. And Thunder Rosa could be in this match. So could Serena Deeb, so could Aminata. But I think to put more butts in the seats, not saying that these other three ladies can't, they can't fill the seats. You got to go with Shida, because what I think they wanted to do was erase the Britt Mercedes match out of our brain. If you notice, if you've been watching, they have not mentioned that match since. When the first footage they showed of Mercedes of any kind of wrestling after All In was her Capital Collision match in New Japan. That's what they showed. So yeah, and it gets no better than the ace Shida. Now, the last time they fought, Mercedes retained with the help of Kamille. Shida didn't like that. So Christopher Daniels this past week on Dynamite said, yo, Kamille, you are banned from ringside. I don't know, we just do it every match, but whatever. So Camille's banned from ringside, even though she might get involved. I'm curious. Shida wants to prove herself. Shida is at the top. She's a multiple-time world champion. She's one of the best in the business. She is that good hand you can call for. Mercedes Mone has proven once again why she is one of the best to do it now, then, forever. Yeah, I went there. This is going to be a very, very good match. I think for storyline purposes, Shida's got to win. Mercedes can get the belt back. I think she's Teflon, but you can't keep having Shida call herself the ace and for her to lose. She's got to win. She's got a match versus Deonna Purrazzo, who also needs a W right now. So, storyline purposes, take Shida to win. This could be your match of the night. It won't, because there are two other matches on here that will be match of the night. But this is going to be an absolutely phenomenal match. Then we have MJF versus Danny Garcia in a one-on-one match. So after MJF made his return from injury in May, he became friends with Danny Garcia. They got the Buffalo connection, Long Island connection. And after Garcia lost an international championship match against Will Ospreay, MJF attempted to MJF attempted to help Garcia cheat during that match, and then turned on him, and then absolutely bloodied him, and brutalized him, and just destroyed him. Seriously, listen, I thought Garcia was dead. So, during Garcia's time away, MJF won the International Championship from Will Ospreay, rechristened at the American Championship, and at All In, Garcia made his return, costing MJF the championship. So, on that following Dynamite, Garcia confronted MJF and they agreed to a match. And if you follow the rules of opposite momentum, this past week on Dynamite, MJF was the one standing, holding a bloody Garcia. So by that logic, and I'm going with it, Garcia is winning. I'm just taking Daniel Garcia. Period. He needs a few more big wins. MJF for me falls into that same category as Chris Jericho, as Jeff Jarrett, as The Miz, as Kofi, as their Teflon, Matt Cardona, where they can lose a match and it won't overtly affect your spot in the card. It will do nothing but enhance the winner. And I think that's going to happen here. Take MJF to lose, Dan Garcia to win, and I think one of the hard-hitting matches that will have a little bit of technical skill to it. Then we have one of the matches I'm looking forward to. I'm even looking forward to a lot of those cards. Willow Nightingale versus Kris Statlander in a Chicago street fight. This match was originally for the CMLL Women's Championship because here's the thing. Kris Statlander won an eliminator match to get the title match. That's this match. So something changed. But back at Double or Nothing, Stat turned on Willow, aligning herself with Stokely Hathaway, who was managing both of them, and they would feud pretty much throughout the summer. Kris was pretty much just tired of the BS from Willow. Which BS? I don't know. But I like two horses fighting, and these are two of my favorites. So at All In on the pre-show, the match would be Willow and Tomohiro Ishii versus Stokely and Stat, with the winner choosing the stipulation for this match. Willow and Ishii won, so that's how we got this street fight. So if we look at their matches against each other, there was a women's tag team match. I remember that Willow won. Willow then lost the eliminator, but won at All In. So to even the series up, you gotta take Stat to win, right? Stat has gotten the better of Willow in backstage fights, but she's got that eliminator win. But I could see Stat winning. Mind you, as Willow said, no one's fought in more street fights than her. No one's tough as her, as hard as her, even though I think TJ will have something to say about that. This is going to be good, and it's going to get time, and they're going to be given that ability to breathe and put on a show for the fans. This is the match I'm looking forward to the most because these are two of my favorites today. Just like I had with Okada, my head says Kris, my heart says Stat. And with that being said, I'm going to go with Kris Statlander to win this match. If the CMLL Women's Championship was still on the line, I would have taken Willow to win. But take Kris Statlander to win here. Next we have Bryan Danielson versus Jack Perry for the AEW World Championship. And I know why they did this match. All right. Jack Perry's just hated in Chicago. Because of CM Punk, Jack Perry's hated Chicago, and Jack Perry's done nothing but use that momentum to become a scapegoat, to win the TNT Championship, to have a great stint in New Japan, to just be better, to join the elite. Now, here's the thing. Jack Perry brought up the fact that during the Anarchy Arena match at Double or Nothing, it was Danielson who pinned him. And that's why he gets this match. Because remember, he's part of the elite. And the elite get to make title matches. The elite get to do pretty much whatever they want. This is going to be a good match. I think out of everything Jack Perry's done, this is going to be his showcase match. This is going to be his match where everybody can say, oh, wait, that boy good. Because you're in the ring with Bryan Danielson, who is pretty much on his retirement tour. But Jack Perry, as much as I like you, young man, you are not winning. Sorry. This will be a very, very fun match, but take Bryan Danielson to win. And lastly, the match that a lot of people are looking forward to, the match that has the best story, the match that has pretty much the best feud in the history of AEW. Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Page in a lights out, unsanctioned steel cage match. Just a quick recap of this feud. This goes all the way back to Wrestle Dream in 2023, where the two faced off, with Strickland won, and it became personal after Strickland broke into Page's house, including going to a sleeping kid's room. Now, Page didn't like this. Swerve said, listen, it's nothing personal. I want your spot. It is my time to be on top. And guess what? Swerve took that man's spot. They had a rematch at Full Gear in a Texas death match. Swerve won that. So Swerve is already up 2-0 on Hangman. So I'm thinking, why would Hangman need to face his man again? Swerve's got him. But keep making it personal. So then they were in a 3-way match at Revolution, where they fought Samoa Joe for the World Championship. Joe retained. And then Page was just gone. Right? While Page was gone, Swerve became world champion, and he was a great world champion. Hangman then entered the Owen Hart Cup, and the winner of the Owen Hart Cup gets a world title shot at All In. He lost in the finals. Bryan Danielson won that. Strickland lost the title at All In. Hangman tried to get involved, but did enough for Swerve to lose. And ever since Hangman has been back, he has said he's going to make sure Swerve never eats, sleeps, breathes. He's going to make him bleed. He's going to make sure he never sniffs another world championship. Hangman is in the running with Drew McIntyre for the Hater of the Year award. And I get it. Hangman is very much justified because Swerve was a downright villain. But then it got even more personal. So this past week on Dynamite, when we got a video of Swerve, who had just signed a new contract, buying his childhood home was a dream for him. Hangman didn't show up for the contract signing. He said, it's just a formality. We know we're going to have this match. We already know we're fighting in a steel cage. But he made it more personal. Because where was he at? He was walking through Swerve's childhood home, destroying that thing, talking about Swerve, talking about the family that raised him. And what did Hangman do? He burned that thing down while sitting outside drinking a whiskey. And Swerve just broke down. And now it got real personal. So after Dynamite, Tony Khan was like, look, you already got a steel cage match, unsanctioned, lights out. This is what we're doing. And here's the thing. How can they top the Texas death match? How, Sway? How? They're going to hurt each other. And it's going to be really, really bad. Y'all pray for them. Now, with that being said, Swerve is up 2-0 on Hangman. Hangman's got to get a W here. Hangman's winning. I hate to say it because I love me some Swerve. I love me some Hangman too, but I really love me some Swerve. Hangman's winning here because this is not over. Wrestle Dream is right around the corner. Take Hangman Page to win this match. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm just hoping they leave safely. So take Hangman Adam Page to win, defeating Swerve in the steel cage match. Let's go over the card one more time in no particular order. Take Will Ospreay to retain the International Championship. Take the Young Bucks to retain the World Tag Team Championship. Take Kris Statlander to defeat Willow Nightingale. Take I'm really going with this. Konosuke Takeshita to win the Continental Championship. Take Dan Garcia to defeat MJF. Hikakru Shida to defeat Mercedes Mone, becoming the new TBS champion. Take Bryan Danielson to defeat Jack Perry, retaining the World Championship. And Hangman Adam Page to defeat Swerve Strickland in the Unsanctioned Lights Out match. But that is our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Look on the screen, see what we got coming next. Got a couple fun things going on with the YouTube shorts. I'm trying to get the views up, man. Get the subscribers up. Please like, comment, subscribe. But we got a bunch of things coming up for you. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course, the 215 on Twitter. And it's always Anna J, Gigi Dolan, Kris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, Isla Dawn, and Bailey. Holla at your boy. Peace.